it's useful to remember, just to keep things in perspective, that the laws banning lead paint in homes and reducing the lead that was in our environment, those laws really were put in place just a generation ago. You know, when I was 5 or 6 or 7, a lot of homes still had lead paint in it. I might have ingested some lead paint when I was 2 or 3 years old, because at the time people didn't know it. So we've got an entire couple generations of Americans who've done really well, despite the fact that they, you know, may have had something that is not optimal. And how lead interacts with any particular child is going to be you know, different, and what each child needs is going to be different. And some kids are going to be fine, and they're not going to be affected. Some kids may have more of an it might have more of an effect. But the bottom line is that we now know what to do. We know how to mitigate these effects. But parents and communities have to be proactive in order to assure that we're doing the right thing by our kids. We can't just sit back and feel panicked and feel scared. Those emotions are understandable, but if we want to make sure that our kids are properly taken care of, then we've got to be proactive and get out of ahead of this thing. All right? Thank you again, everybody, for the great work that you guys have done. Thank you, press. I will see you again in the larger rally. It is. There you go. You know, generally I have not been doing stunts here, but, you know. And this used a filter. You know, the water around this table, you know, was Flint water that was filtered. And it just confirms what we know scientifically, which is that if you're using a filter, if you're installing it, then Flint water at this point is drinkable. That does not, I want to repeat, negate the need for us to go ahead and replace some of these pipes, because ultimately you want a system in which you don't have to put a filter on it in order to be assured that it's safe. But as a short-term measure, this is the right thing to do. And frankly, it's going to be a lot more convenient than people traveling long distances to try to lug back a bunch of bottled water.